Friends, welcome back to Poez's Picks. My name is James Owen Brown, and it is Wild Card Weekend. It is playoffs.
Playoffs?
That's right, Jim Mora. Playoffs, one of my favorite sports clips of all time. The great Jim Mora. Playoffs?
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 You kidding me? Playoffs?
I love it. My favorite. I thought it'd be fun to take a walk back, all the way back to a distant past September. Okay, before the season fully got underway, I recorded the first episode of this the Friday, I believe, after the first Thursday night game. And I made some predictions, and I got a bunch right, and I got a bunch wrong. I'm not a mathematician, who's to say? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this check mark, and we're going to use this X. And you're going to know what predictions were accurate and which were way off. And then after that, we're going to talk about Wild Card Weekend. Let's do it.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
My friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is James Owen Brown, and this is Poez's Picks. You know, having you guys call me an idiot because I took the Bengals. I thought that in what could be the best division in football, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Pats, and the Jets, overrated. I predict a little bit of a step backwards for the Bills. If the Dolphins can keep Tua upright, they'll be just fine this year. My Patriots. It doesn't look good. Like, I have my bold prediction, the Patriots won't be last in this division. I think it's going to be the Jets that are last. And I'm going with the Dolphins. Football card stock watch. I got a few names. Justin Fields is a guy. Daniel Jones. Kenny Pickett. Brock Purdy is a guy. Mac Jones. I put a lot. Desmond Ritter was a Chris Olave. A bunch of Sam Howell cards that I got. Football card stock watch. So we see Kendrick Bourne become the new Patriots number one this year. If Joe Burrow goes down, I think it's awful for the Bengals. The Browns are the Browns. I don't even factor them in. Kenny Pickett becomes the next Dan Marino. I'm going with Baltimore because I think Lamar Jackson is going to stay healthy this year by the logic that he's due. Next, Texans, Colts, Jags, and Titans. I believe that the Titans are going to win this division. Trevor Lawrence takes a step back with the Jags. They'll be 8-8 or whatever it is now, 9-8. The Colts are too young. The Texans are too young. Both those teams, maybe 5-6 wins out of either of those teams. I'd kind of be surprised. To me, this division goes to the Chargers. The boldest prediction I'm going to make this season, I think the Chiefs are going to miss the playoffs. I don't know why. Just the Bills, Bengals, and Chiefs, I think, are all going to take a step back this year. The Cowboys are my pick to win that division this year. The addition of Brandon Cooks is the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love. The Panthers, I think, are a disaster. They're not going to be in contention. Fantasy. Let's talk about some of these teams from a fantasy perspective. And if you want Josh Allen, he's going to get you a bunch of... I'm looking for James Cook to start. The Patriots, fantasy-wise, are irrelevant. And Lamar Jackson, he's going to stay healthy all season. He's going to make it. Anyone should be happy to have Joe Burrow as their quarterback. I guess maybe Nick Chubb. You could take the Texans. Zero fantasy relevance whatsoever. CeeDee Lamb, I think, is going to take a backseat in production a little bit because of Brandon Cooks being there. The Giants, I don't think you want to touch anybody other than Saquon. Justin Jefferson is a guy that you would want. Carolina is a train wreck, and you don't want any of those guys on your team. The 49ers, you want all of the 49ers on your team, with the exception probably of Brock Purdy, because we need to see a little bit more from him. Hopefully your team got drafted well. I'm sure we'll talk about my team, Zip Ace team, as they inevitably fail. And it becomes a comedy of errors this season. The Falcons, who I believe are going to win this division. The Cardinals are terrible. The 49ers, Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, Brock Purdy, Ayuk, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Kittle, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy. I got one of his rookie cards. They are my pick to win the Super Bowl this year. So obviously I got to pick them to win this division. The Super Bowl is going to be the 49ers versus the Bengals, and I have the 49ers winning it in what's hopefully an exciting game.
How about that? How about some of those calls? How about some of that failure and mediocrity?
That's inexcusable. Inexcusable.
But it's been an amazing season, any given Sunday and all that kind of stuff. You have no clue Sunday to Sunday what's going to happen or who's going to win these games. And that's why we watch. It's been fun. I stopped for a bit because life got in the way. And here's the other thing. When I stopped making the pick videos and showing you guys my ticket, I started to win. So I didn't want to break that. We need that money. You know, so it is what it is. But here we are. We're back just in time for the playoffs.
Playoffs?
And it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's talk about some of the predictions that I have for Wildcard Weekend. Here's my tick. Let's start it with the ticket. And I made this ticket knowing that you have to take some upsets. You have to. It doesn't always go by the script, so you have to concoct situations where an upset could happen. Here's how I think it's going to go down. I think Cleveland beats the Texans. I think that defense is going to be too much for a Texans offense that is very young. And CJ Stroud has been the Cinderella story so far, the rookie of the year for sure. And we'll see. It's season 1. He's got a long career ahead of him, but I think Joe Flacco and the Browns defense is just going to be too much. I'm taking the Browns. Chiefs and the Dolphins. The Chiefs are going to be at home, which I think is a big deal. They are at home. And I think the Chiefs are... Mahomes is just a guy who finds a way to win. And the Chiefs' defense is pretty good. I think they'll be able to bottle up Tyreek Hill. And they're going to know some of his secrets. And I think they'll be able to deal with him. It's cool that he goes back there to settle that. So that'll be a big grudge game. And sometimes when that happens, those guys try just way too hard. So we'll see what happens. But I think it's the Chiefs. The Bills and the Steelers. The Bills should kill the Steelers, but you never know with the Bills. It's they give you hope and then they take it away, so it could very possibly go the other way. But I think because it's at home, I'm going with the Bills. I think the Steelers' luck has run out, and the Kenny Pickett magic of the preseason is dead. The hype is dead. The Lions and the Rams, both really good teams. I love the Goff Stafford, who can be referred to as Gofford, because they were in that trade. It looks like it's been a beneficial trade for both parties involved, and that's a great story. But I'm going with the Lions. I just think they're a little bit more fast-paced. I think they're a quicker team, and I think they've gelled a little better than the Rams have, and I think it goes to the Lions. Now, my first upset, the Bucks at the Eagles. I'm taking the Bucks. Eagles at Bucks. So the Bucks are at home. Baker's got something to prove. It's a fresh season. Nothing else matters. And the Eagles have lost like 5 games in a row. So how do you bet on them with any sort of confidence? They are favored, so it would be an upset if the Bucks beat the Eagles. And Green Bay Packers at the Cowboys. I'm taking the Packers because I think they can do it. I think the Cowboys are going to get that thing where they're going to just try too hard. Dak's not very good in the playoffs. He tends to choke. And I think all the pressure and all the cameras and all those things. And Green Bay's been playing for their life for like probably 3-4 weeks. It's been must-win situations for Green Bay. So they've already been in the playoffs for the last month. I think they'll be battle ready. I put $10.03 down on it because I don't like odd numbers, and it pays out $448.27. And there was some sort of a promo where if it wins, you get an extra $100 in bonus bets or something, some kind of a promo. But that's how I think it's going to play out. Friends, how do you think it's going to play out? Let me know in the comments. And check out the sponsors, www.420dna.com, because if it's in you, it should be on you just like it's on me, as well as holdenroadscoffee.com. It's always fresh. It's never tired. Coffee with personality. And I'll see you next week, friends, for the divisional round. And that'll be just as fun. We'll do it up big. I love you. Bye.